Hello and welcome back to the GameShow Global Esports Cup here on GameShow_D2EN. Game number 2, Leviathan versus EWolves. And this is going to be the best of 3 to decide who goes on to the American Finals. For the one slot is available for Vilnius from America. And whoever wins this best of 3, it's going to be Complexity to go up against them. Very tough challenger. And that will be at a later date. But for now, Leviathan are down one game. MJW, the Ember Spirit play was pretty good across the board, keeping out the lanes push, but whew, now that Ember Spirit's in the hands of Smash, that is terrifying, especially when you comboed up with Mirana. EWolves love this duo a lot. I've seen them pull it out on multiple occasions to varied amounts of success. Hardly ever does it fall flat on its face. It either crushes or it does alright. And I think EWolves are just fine with that, but yeah, back to game number 1 for just a little bit. It really was in the hands of the Ember Spirit there. He was fully 6-side. He had Rapier, MKB, Daedalus, Battle Fury, and everything to push out the lanes, and was doing a great job of doing that until Leviathan lose one fight. And then in mid lane, his Lincoln Sphere gets popped by the Queen of Pain Scythe, and Queen of Pain kills him, and that's just game. And when you're that far into a match, that sometimes happens, but now Leviathan gonna pick up the Queen of Pain, follow that up with the Abaddon. I really like the Abaddon pickup here for Leviathan. I think this is one of the best responses to Mirana in general, but also really good against the Ember Spirit Mirana duo. Their damage is not necessarily very fast outside of the Arrow Burst and the Starfall. The shield is going to have mass amounts of utility for Leviathan this game, and it is going to take EWolves maybe a little bit out of their comfort zone if the Abaddon's rotations are on point. So we'll have to see how well this is going to work out for Leviathan. Should be a position 4 pseudo-roaming Abaddon, but all the Abaddon really wants to do is be where the Mirana is to stop those arrows from actually having impact. Even if they do connect, just purge off the stun, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Without Arrow, Mirana's a bad hero, I want to say. She really is built around that skill. It's an amazing stun when it connects, and EWolves are very comfortable with it, and it has worked for them in the past. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Even without the Mirana, though, the combo that EWolves generally go for is the Ember Spirit Potom. You put early points into Chains and Sleight of Fist on the Ember Spirit at the cost of Flame Guard, which is the normal Ember Spirit build, in order to find initiation. Even on a mobile hero like the Queen of Pain, the chains seem to be long enough for where they can very reliably land the combo. It's something that they're very comfortable with. But even without that combo, the Ember Spirit's still a very strong hero and very capable hand. Smash is at his best when you put him on one of his comfort picks, Ember Spirit being one of them. Now for Team Leviathan, they're going to ban out the Nightstalker, ban out the Broodmother. Very annoying offlaners to deal with in several regards, but a lot of heroes have slipped through this pool and are available. Shadow Fiend has been very early banned, and we probably see our mid lane matchup now from both of these teams, but things like the Gyrocopter are available. The Dazzle is an option for EWolves if they want to pick it up. When you have the Mirana, though, I think having the Dazzle might prove to be a little bit too risky. You have so much pressure on the Mirana in order to perform if you are going to go for that Dazzle pick. But also the Slaughter that we saw in the first game is still available for either of these teams and wouldn't be a bad selection either. Darkseer, Spirit Breaker, Undying. Could see any of those being picked up. I don't think we yet see Team Leviathan or see Jenkins pick. He does play Queen of Pain a fair bit, and they can throw that off lane for him if they feel that that's a good option. I think we'll see something else entirely. And maybe selfishly, I can hope for a Pudge. They'll ban out the Darkseer. Good ban coming out from EWolves. Now let's see what they're going to pick. The Ember Spirit Mirana combo is... You know what's coming if you're Leviathan. EWolves have nothing really to hide, but now they kind of want a safe laner. Can be very self-sufficient. The Mirana's not going to be having much presence at all in the bottom lane, unless they are killing things actively. And if the arrows connect, maybe they're able to do that. But she's not going to be there. So they're going to need some sort of strong dual lane. But it's going to be the Slardar for now. EWolves could put this offlane, could put this as a safe lane farmer. It's just a great hero as a primary initiator for your team. The minus armor, although it's not going to synergize with anything yet, naturally built up on the EWolves heroes. And still, the Ember Spirit's going to hit pretty darn hard, and even the Mirana to a lesser extent if she gets off to a good start. Usually, if EWolves are doing well, you'll see the Mirana pick up a hand of Midas and start to scale a little bit. Now, for Team Leviathan, Abaddon, Queen of Pain doesn't really tell you what they want to do. The Abaddon's a direct response to the Ember Spirit Mirana. Queen of Pain's a generally good hero that can be laned pretty much anywhere as long as she's getting her experience. So the third pick, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be. I think it is still a mid Queen of Pain, though. They're going to need more lockdown, for sure, to keep Smash's Ember Spirit in check. But do they have to pick up that lockdown now? I think they might be needing something like a Lion, just a Hex Earth Spike you need as a long duration disables as you can get. But inside this pick, maybe just get a Spirit Breaker. For Leviathan's offlane, maybe. It doesn't feel like Jenkins plays that very often. They're gonna go for the Legion again. Wow. Alright then. They have so many ways to deal with the arrow stun. Press the attack and Aphotic Shield. These arrows are not going to be lasting long. Interesting response coming out from Leviathan. We saw how much Shibi's Legion Commander, game number 1, was able to get when it came to the damage that he's picking up. I wonder if this Legion Commander is going to be played mid or not. It looks like Jenkins is going to be playing the Queen of Pain now. Or at least that would be the expectation. And EWolves get the Wind Ranger. It's always interesting with EWolves. They have so many players that are very competent on your Ember Spirit, your Wind Ranger, and Queen of Pain that you don't quite know what's coming. Since the Ember Spirit's combo in mid to get kills with the Mirana isn't there, maybe, just maybe, they're going to put the Ember Spirit safe lane and put Smash in the Wind Ranger mid. But now Leviathan go for the Alchemist. I'm not sure how well I like this Alchemist pick. He has a lot of defensive tools to stop the lockdown coming in from EWolves being effective on him. The long duration stuns from the Shackle, from the Arrow, are probably the two that are going to be buffed out by Leviathan inside these fights. Still, the damage from Focus Fire Wind Ranger, especially when you have the Amp from the Slardar, is going to make Alchemist's life very difficult if he's not, or if he's, not able to get that farm up and running at a very early stage in this game. Is this a mid-Alchemist, though? At this point, I don't really know. Leviathan has so much flexibility with the Queen of Pain, Legion Commander, and Alchemist being able to go in multiple lanes. There is always the off chance that this is a support Alchemist, not something we see very often. Is that a good choice from Leviathan? It doesn't look like it's a support. If they ban out the Ancient Apparition, I mean, even if it is a support, you'll probably want to ban that AA. Regardless, you have the heals from the Abaddon, you have the heals from Legion Commander, and you have the Alchemist Ultimate that even from a support role, you don't really want getting shut down. Huh. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how this all lines up for them, game plan-wise. They have pick-up potential with the Legion Commander and the Queen of Pain, especially once the Blink Dagger is up for the Legion. Their early lanes are so very passive, though. Abaddon is going to be completely reactionary. And I think EWolves have a shot at just going super aggro. Maybe pick up an Undying here. Have him lane with the Slardar, maybe? Or just have him as a pulling support. Just that early aggressive power from the Undying could be really nice for EWolves. It doesn't solve their lockdown issues for the Queen of Pain. They're going to go for the Venge instead. Huh. This is such an interesting draft. I'm sorry that I'll put much input into it. It's very unconventional. Vengeful Spirit Mirana feels like we're back a couple patches ago. A lot of patches ago, in fact. Magic Missile into Arrow is a mediocre combo at best. But the Aura from the Venge, added into the mix with the minus armor in combination with the Slardar, will mean that every single one of EWolves' heroes are going to be hitting very hard. The right-click damage from all of them is not something that Team Leviathan can ignore. Defensive swaps against the Legion Commander's duel, I'm pretty sure that works. I haven't seen Venge for a long time. But just the damage is going to be the biggest thing that Leviathan are going to have difficulty working through. And I don't see a clear way for Leviathan to go high ground. The sleight of fist spam coming up from the Ember Spirit, the power shots from the Wind Ranger, all can be thrown out from relatively safe distances, unless this Alchemist gets absolutely stacked. And that's what Leviathan are going to look to do. Legion Commander, Queen of Pain, Alchemist are all fairly self-sufficient laners. The Abaddon, for the most part, is going to be sitting behind mid, but we have an Omni Knight. All right. I think that helps out Team Leviathan a lot. They're going to still run into the issue of getting kited around. A very melee-heavy supporting duo. The Abaddon Omni Knight are not going to have a lot of killing potential, but that's not what Leviathan are trying to do. You want to get the Blink Dagger and Legion Commander, Queen of Pain can get her levels, and then find pickoffs with those two heroes. As the rest of the team is mostly built to stop EWolves from being able to tap into their minus armor potential. If Leviathan make it through the first 15 minutes of this game, on like even footing, with the Alchemist slightly being ahead, I think they're in a pretty good spot. It's really hard to count out EWolves. I think their draft is one of those drafts that never really has a weakness. Strong in their lanes, strong in the mid game, strong in the late game. It really is this Nushim Omni Knight to be the X factor for Leviathan that might tilt the favors back in their scales. This is... I probably said that wrong, but regardless, let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the dire side, it's going to be Leviathan. We're going to have Flying Zebra playing on the Abaddon. Nushim is going to be handling the Omni Knight. Shibby is going to be playing the Alchemist. Jenkins is on the Legion Commander. And that'll be MJW on the Queen of Pain. So probably a mid-Alchemist, safe lane farming Queen of Pain, and off-lane Legion Commander. Again, that flexibility in the draft is there from Leviathan. If you switch up these players, I really wouldn't have been super surprised. Unless Jenkins playing the Alch, it's just not really a Jenkins hero. Alright, not sure what's going on. I'll chat. The good to go has been called, and we'll introduce the EWolves side. They're going to have Mystico playing on the Vengeful Spirit. Smash is going to be handling his signature Ember. They'll have Van on the Wind Ranger, and Masoku on the Marana. I skipped over the Slaughter. That's going to be strange. Be playing on that. Vengeful Spirit, are you okay? They called for the good to go. We're not unpausing for reasons unknown. Okay, that's beautiful, Jenkins. You're a poet. And this poet is going to TP mid to secure the wards down in the offlane. TP in mid coming out from the Vengeful Spirit also, as she wants to get the ward wherever she wants it, really. Let's see what the selection is going to be. Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about this Radiant Ward for a bit. Gives you some vision on rotations towards mid from the top lane. Leviathan don't have heroes that are going to be aggressively rotating. A very unconventional ward selection coming out from them. But it is going to allow them to keep tabs on the Abaddon, which is going to be very important for them. To make sure that they know where Flying Zebra is, so that they're able to find pickoffs with this Marana. Picked up so early in the draft, it doesn't feel like EWolves are incredibly centric on finding these early arrow kills. Sometimes when you see the Marana, it's hit the early arrows or bust. Your early game's just going to fail without it. But even without the Marana being able to pick up those kills, it feels like Leviathan just don't have a way to aggressively pressure and make it to where this Marana's not able to contribute. Maybe she's going to have to wait until you have higher levels up on her heroes before she's able to hit the arrows. But they have so much setup, as long as it's not taken away by Leviathan, which they have so many tools to do that. Press the attack, the aphotic shield. You also have Repel, the stuff to follow up there. Arrow's going to be thrown. We'll connect on to Nushim, purged off instantly. They're going to look for the bounty rune. The Alchemist is not going to get a bounty this game. Both of them go on the way of EWolves. That's a very significant edge. Alchemist banked on having that bounty gold. He buys the Stout Shield and the Quelling Blade to start things off. His laning stage just got a whole heck of a lot harder against this Ember Spirit. Wind Ranger Venge going to be going up in the top lane. Looks like they have a pretty good read on how these lanes are settling down, because it's only going to be MJW on the Queen of Pain here. An aggressive dual lane coming out from the Legion and the Omni Knight down in bottom. Bit of an awkward dual lane, sure. But they do have a lot of fighting potential, and a lot of sustain too, and the Slaughter can't really stand up against this to get farm convincingly. He will be able to get experience though. I don't think you're going to see him get zoned. And even getting a crush on Anushim, for now is doing just fine since Omni Knight went for Repel level 1. Not having that purification takes away a lot of Omni Knight's threat. Even without having the bottle, Acid Spray's a balanced spell. Smash is dropping pretty low. He's not going to die. Of course, he'll just back off after his creep wave is dead. Will probably salve up. Smash is getting efficient usage out of his regen. The Alchemist bottle is not going to be slowed down by too much. 5 and 0 compared to 5 and 2. When you have the Grievel's Greed running, yeah, Chibi is fine. Even though he doesn't have that 0-minute bottle that he really would have liked. Masoku's here on the Mirana. But then again, Flying Zebra's here on the Abaddon. So killing potential, not really there. On either side. We're in for a passive early game. Really are. Leviathan have a team that is best when they're responding to the enemy, not when they're going aggressive themselves. Especially not if they get a Shackled Latch on this Queen of Pain after the Magic Missile. Damage is just not quite there. Early levels of Shackle, not long enough duration to keep the Queen of Pain in check, and MJW is going to be just fine. Still, we're seeing EWolves get a slight advantage in the CS across the board, as they did in game number 1. Banny Rune will be secured by the Slider. Usually wouldn't say that's a big deal, but it really is. Shippy getting messed up in mid. Hey, this is bottle now. Nah, Shippy will be fine. Is he gonna walk all the way back to base? No, he's just gonna crow his bottle. Everything's a-okay. But not getting a single one of the first 2 Bounty Rune spawns is really gonna be annoying for the Alchemist. One of the best ways for him to progress. Arrow connects onto Flying Zero. First blood for Smash. This is not a hero you want to give it any room on his Ember Spirit. They've solved the solution of the Aphotic Shield. Throw it on the Abaddon. Even though he is able to dodge some of that damage with the level 1 shield, it's just not enough. Bottom lane. Slaughter is going to be able to run out just fine. Yeah, they'll be able to find that initiation, and EWolves are going to find a nice lead in this early game. Queen of Pain. Top is going to run her own pull. Vengeful Spirit is here to try and interrupt things. Won't be able to successfully stop Queen of Pain from getting a little bit of farm here from the pull through, but it looks like EWolves are going to be able to pull this to the large camp and farm every bit of it up. Power shot. Gets 2 creeps. And Windrage is going to be able to farm the rest of them. It's not really until we get Blink Daggers up before we really see teams get aggressive. The only way that we have kills, I want to save, is if Mirana lands an arrow. And if there's not a hero in that lane to purge off the arrow, being the Abaddon or the Leech Commander. Or if they're the ones, and the only one in the lane that gets hit. Queen of Pain might be in a lot of trouble here. MJW is playing very defensively. Level 4 in the Queen of Pain. All he really needs is experience. Of course, getting farm on Queen is great and all. Might be in a little bit of trouble. The dire side do have vision around this corner. The smoke is not going to be lasting forever for this Mirana. But she has a pretty good angle here. The arrow range is enough, and they have so much chain lockdown. She blinks under her tower. MJW will be fine. This is about as exciting as it gets across the board. Just posturing for these arrow kills. They're going to bring Nushim all the way to the top lane. Leech Commander does not need the help of the Omni bottom. Jenkins is fine 1v1 against this Slider. In fact, he's probably better 1v1 than he is if he has the Omni Knight soaking experience here. Masoku is going to get bumped in too. Leap disjoints a Shadow Strike. That's about it. Even without getting those banner runes, Alchemist is still the highest net worth in the game because of Grievel's Greed. It's a really good spell. So is Acid Spray. Alchemist is able to get so much farm, even in lanes that don't traditionally look very good for him. Trading against Ember Spirit, he is going to trade very evenly here, but Chibi has his bottle going back into base on the career. He'll be able to sustain himself. Another chain's going to be thrown out. Queen of Pain kills off the Vengeful Spirit. Triple Remnant forward, though, and the more important kill is the fact that Smash just solo killed the Alk. The damage, whew. They'll be able to get that Mist Coil onto him. High ground vision offered by this Dire Ward. I don't think he gets that kill if that ward's not placed. Or at least he has to dive a lot deeper for it. But yeah, the Alchemist just not expecting the damage coming out from Ember Spirit. Probably not expecting the early point in Sleight of Fist either. But this is Smash's build whenever he has the Mirana on his team. Even though Mirana hasn't been super active around that area. Soka? Leap over to the small creep camp. I like what he did there. He doesn't instantly leap down. It's still going to die, of course. Another scream in from the Queen of Pain and auto attack. He's going to be chased down. But he waits until Queen of Pain commits her blink down to low ground before he makes the leap. There's no real way for him to get out of there alive, but at the very least, I like this thought process there. 2 to 3. EWolves are doing very well, especially Smash, but down towards bottom lane, Jenkins getting messed up. The press the attack is going to be dropped onto him, but the damage is too high. Magic Missile plus the Crush, so much CC follow-up for EWolves. It's really lacking from Leviathan. And that's kind of one of the big weaknesses of Abaddon and Omni Knight, and also one of the reasons why you don't see them all too often. They're very passive early on, and in a meta that's almost dictated by burst damage and your early fighting potential, really quite huge. She'll be able to get the blink away on the Queen of Pain. Even though the focus fire drops are low, she has the Omni Knight, she knows she's safe. But whoever goes mid lane probably isn't. This Alchemist has said enough is enough. I'm not going back mid, at least until I farm up this juicy 4-stack. He doesn't have ultimate yet, so the farming on this stack is going to be a lot slower. Won't be able to sit and tank those creeps with the extra regen that his ultimate would offer. But it's still going to be just fine. The kill score tied up. EWolves get an early game advantage, but not a lot to talk about here until maybe the Mirana gets isolated, or maybe the Ember Spirit finds a jump. Both teams are going to be posturing aggressively. Sonic Wave top, though! Wind Ranger is going to be killed out by MJW doing that solo. The damage from the Queen of Pain is not something that you can mess with. Magic Missile bottom lane, looking to kill off Jenkins again. He gets to press the attack. It's going to debuff out, or buff out, excuse me, the amplified damage, but another amp is going to be applied, and Jenkins in a lot of trouble. He has the duel, better not use it here. He's going to die to the creeps. In the meantime, Ember Spirit has an invis rune. He's in the top area of the map. Queen of Pain, I think she knows. Does she know? Ember Spirit has seen the Queen of Pain. They have a ward down on the map. She walks up to the creep wave, and I think this is a dead quap. She wants to farm this creep wave and then get out to safety. The Ember Spirit's going to show. The Sleight of Fist chains is going to miss. And with that, it looks like Ember Spirit might survive still. Remnanting forward, bottling up. Ember Spirit has another remnant to go. Not enough mana to activate it. He is going to get the chains. Drops the remnant, but the chains are more important. Locking her down. No getting out of there today. But now Ember Spirit has no mana and might be in a little bit of trouble. There are no points in DJ Noir. Chasing for this kill is a little bit more difficult, but they have the duel and it is possible as long as there's no backup. And they are going to get cold feet. Chasing the Ember Spirit seems like a bad idea. This is one of the slower starts from an Alchemist that you're going to see. Should be dying solo to his lane opponent, as well as not getting that first bounty rune, which really does make a huge difference. 500 gold at the start of the game is massive. It would have allowed him to trade a lot more effectively against Smash early. Would have been able to spam with that acid spray pretty much non-stop. But you know what? He's fine with the current state of the game. But maybe... No. Nothing's going to happen there. Yeah, he's fine with the current state of the game. He's farming up. He's working towards that relic. And Chibi eventually will have it. For now, his lead against the enemy team is not big. But once you get that Radiance, once you're able to power farm up with it inside your side of the woods, if EWolves aren't able to kill you off another couple of times... and consistently too, things get really difficult. And that's where the Abaddon and the Omni Knight really shine, is when they're able to, maybe look for a courier? No, gonna get the shackle onto Chibi, purge off that stun. And that's awkward. They're not gonna be able to do anything about that. If you're the Wind Ranger there, it is such a low probability kill when you see two heroes behind that tower. Courier Strike probably unlikely too, and I don't think Wind Ranger gets that either. But what they will get is some chip damage on the tier 1. Now they're forced to TP back. 5 to 4. The kills have been isolated inside the lanes for the most part. Ember Spirit's going to drop back his remnant, has full mana, trying to steal away this rune. Chibi's going to get repelled as he walks for it, hoping for the bounty. Popping the Flame Guard, not going to do any damage to the Alchemist. And Ember Spirit's going to retreat after successfully bottling and activating the bounty rune. What seems like not a big deal. It's just a bounty, right? It's just a little bit of help for the Ember Spirit. Actually is, when you're dealing with the Alchemist on the enemy side. The Alchemist isn't too far ahead of the Slardar, who almost has a 4-staff. more than half of the way there. I think that's going to be Slaughter's item progression this game. Force Staff Crush. Difference between that and Blink Crush isn't that huge, but with a swap back on the Queen of Pain with the Magic Missile perfectly chain stunned, MJW will fall. Well coordinated kill on the Queen of Pain. And it really is so difficult for Leviathan to keep their cores alive if they're not immediately supported by the Abaddon or the Omni Knight. With the Abaddon and the Omni Knight, or the Omni Knight I should say, one or the other, probably get the Queen of Pain out to safety. In Miz top, Wind Ranger does have a level 2 Shackle going to latch on Jenkins. Focus Fire, arrow connects, Jenkins is going to die here. Although he does get to press the attack, not going to save his life. They have just a little too much damage. But here comes Ember. The stack from the Alchemist is being farmed up. This has been spotted out by the Radiant Obs, and the Ember Spirit knows how low these creeps are. Even if he's not able to kill off the Alchemist, just sealing these creeps is huge, and it looks like EWolves are going to do just that. Power shot through, right clicks, they're going to be able to kill it. In the meantime, Queen of Pain is going to blow up the Vengeful Spirit in the bottom lane, left mostly alone, but I think the more important part is the fact that EWolves just jacked the Alchemist stack. Should be so close to having that relic, but by Alchemist standards, this is a pretty slow one. Even though he hasn't died that much, the solo kill by the Ember Spirit does set him behind quite a bit, don't get me wrong. He's not able to farm up his stacks as much as he'd like to. He's not able to secure any bounty runes this game, I don't think. Bottom lane, TV away by the Slaughter. Is that going to succeed? The damage isn't quite there without the Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain. And I believe she used that for the Venge. Slaughter's build, not actually going to be the Force Staff. Him getting out of there is very important. He has that Blink Crush initiation. Fast initial jump onto the Queen of Pain could very easily catch her out as she's farming, but mid lane. Double damage Ember Spirit, remnanting forward, looking for this Abaddon. He does not have another Sleight of Fist, but he does have a dead Abaddon in his hands, even though he's not able to get that kill. Purification dropped on the Smash. And he's going to be just fine. Nice deny. Coming here from Flying Zebra. Best he could have done in that situation. Now, blink in. Crush. Shibby is going to drop like a rock. That was so much damage. They're going to be able to blow him up sky high. 8-5. EWolves are getting momentum. And this is scary. This is really scary for Leviathan. However, something good for Leviathan might be that they're able to kill off this Mirana. Do you have another Scream? Do you have the vision? No! Wow. I am baffled that she's able to get out of there alive. Queen of Pain is not going to be able to get that kill, but bottom lane, Jenkins might not be able to get a retreat like the Mirana. Chase down, the Amp is going to be reapplied, swap back in, sprinting forward. It's going to be a bit of a chase. Jenkins right into the power shot, though. The Wind Ranger is going to be able to bring him down. 9-5. EWolves are getting more farm on their heroes, are getting more kills for their heroes, are getting more map control away from Leviathan. And it feels like the game plan from Leviathan's side is just not working out. They put too much emphasis on this Mirana, I want to say. 0-1 and 2. Of course, it is hurting Masoku's kill score. But their defensive supports are not able to keep everybody alive. They can't be everywhere. And that's kind of what Leviathan need them to be. With the amplified damage, with the Wave of Terror, with the Medallion too, the minus armor Roshan is stacking up to the point of being ridiculous. A pretty quick Roche. And the EWolves are going to be able to snag the Agency Immortal for the Wind Range, who's also starting to really get a lot of momentum. The Ember Spirit is going to evade detection, and Ember Spirit also getting his item progression online, has the drums and boots to travel. Everything's falling in line for EWolves, and the same can't be said for Leviathan, especially Jenkins in the offlane. Has not had nearly as much farm as Leviathan kind of need him to. Without this Blink Dagger on the Leech Commander, Leviathan cannot aggressively go for kills unless EWolves make a pretty blaring mistake. Or just start playing too aggressive. Arrow's gonna be thrown? Nice try. They spotted out the Omni Knight with that ward. Not going to connect. Even if it does, I don't think it means anything. If nothing else, I think that just gives Leviathan a pretty good idea that there's a deep vision ward back there. Force Staff's up for the Slaughter too. He has his initiation core. And is ready to go. EWolves are able to keep these lanes pushed out, and that's something that Leviathan can't really keep up with. The Leech Commander and the Queen of Pain can push them, I guess. So can the Alchemist. But it's so scary to go out under your, or go out further than your towers. It's not that they don't have the wave clear, it's that they're terrified that they're going to get jumped by EWolves. The damage output they have is ridiculous. And no points yet in Guardian Angel coming out from New Ship. Now that's really interesting. Queen of Pain is going to die to the Ember Spirit. Sorry for missing that kill. And now looking for Jenkins inside the trees. They'll catch the vision. Duel onto the Ember Spirit. Trying for the procs. Is it going to work? Shaq will connect. Jenkins will not be able to get the duel victory, but he also doesn't lose it. Not a big deal for the Leech Commander there about using the duel, but it is a big deal that they get the pick off and now can go into the tier 2 tower. Yeah. I really thought one of the big reasons why they picked this Omni-Knight was for Guardian Angel, and now it is online, as Omni-Knight has level 8. So that's a moot point. I'm not going to talk any further on. I don't think Omni-Knight having his ultimate saves very many lives. At least at this point in the game. EWolves take the first tier 2 tower. It's going to be the one to fall in top lane. Leviathan have not been able to put substantial damage on any of the tier 1s. I guess mid lane's pretty banged up, and bottom lane's about half. But they haven't been able to take them. And I don't think they will be able to in the near future. Oh, blink. Force Staff Crush. Newsham is in a lot of trouble trying to focus down this Omni-Knight, but since they're not able to chain lock him down, he's able to pop that Purification back up to full HP. Near enough. Still, that's a Slaughter that's able to dive between your tier 2, tier 3 tower and casually walk it off, because Leviathan just don't have any catch. And with this lack of catch, Smash can do whatever he wants. He's pushing high ground because what's there to stop you? Queen of Pain's going to be trading hits. The Ember Spirit gets a slightly better exchange there, I suppose, but with the tower shots, it's almost even. Chains, he's going to fish for them. If they land on the Queen of Pain, that could have gotten sketchy. Looking maybe for the ultimate from the Queen. I don't think that would have been lethal damage. No, not even close to it. And Smash is going to be just fine. And in fact, maybe a little bit more than fine. He's getting well on his way towards that Battle Fury up and running. And the Wind Ranger's getting her Aghanim Scepter. The impression just isn't there for Leviathan on any single one of their heroes outside of Shibi. And Shibi's going to go for a Sanjin Yasha. Alright, so Sanjin Yasha and Alchemist, I think it's a great item. One of Alchemist's biggest weaknesses is the fact that he has really poor stack growth. Still, this game, I have no idea how that power shot didn't connect, or at least I don't think it did onto Shibi. That was weird. Still, it's not going to allow him to fight. By itself. It's going to allow him to not die as quickly, but I think he still falls. I think they kind of needed the Radiance on Shibi. Not because it's going to have a super big impact inside these fights, but I think he just needs to be able to split push to the best of his ability. Still, that ability is not that high. What is going on? Why are those ancients aggroing Masoku? They're going to look for a shackle. Doesn't connect, but Nusham's demolished. Oh my goodness. Amp plus focus fire is no joke. They weren't attacking him or anything, at least until now, but Masoku's just, he's just cliff jungling, you know, has a gem. He was dewarding, is the reason why he's up there, in all seriousness, but that's so dopey. Leap down, and now they're going to look for the tier 2 tower push. Leviathan are not in control of this game. It's going to require some major throwing from EWolves for Leviathan to win. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It really feels like their game plan just isn't panning out for them. If this wasn't such an important game for them, if it wasn't a game that can get them eliminated, oh, duel up top lane, they're gonna go for Smash. Is this going to work out though? They just don't have the damage. And now Smash, he's completely fine. He'll be able to remnant back, and he'll live, but Masoku not so much. No Talisman is going to be dropped on the floor. Shibi under that tower is going to be able to get the kill on the Mirana. That helps out Shibi a lot with the repel applied. We're seeing the power of the Omni-Knight. Oh, Focus Fire, Shibi is going to be dropped down to about half, and EWolves, again, just aren't being sufficiently punished. At the end of the day, it's just a support Mirana going down. Good amount of gold for the Alchemist, but he probably would have been able to get more gold than that if he was able to farm inside his woods. But right now, they just can't comfortably do that, especially once Masoku gets around this area, if he has the gem. Actually, that pickoff is very important. If they were able to secure the gem, but they weren't. And the Vengeful Spirit's the one to hold on to it now. Wind Ranger is going to dive deep for Newsham. They know exactly where the Omni-Knight is, but the Shackle doesn't latch. And with the Concoction Stun going to the Slaughter and the Vengeful Spirit, they might be able to get out alive. They don't have a Focus Fire for a while. Here comes Queen of Pain, going to look for the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. We'll be able to find it, but Shibi's dropping way too low. They'll heal him up. Purification. The gem is going to be claimed by the Queen of Pain. That's something for Leviathan. Now, that's important. The ultimate from the Abaddon is going to be proc. There's a cheeky heal, or rather nuke, onto the Wind Ranger, but shackled to a tree. They're not going to stand up with his nonsense for a while. 1-for-1 support trade that favors the side of Leviathan because they control the gem. Ember Spirit, however, he's able to go like under tier 3s. It's just amazing to me how aggressive Smash is able to play, and Leviathan can't punish it. I kind of like the idea in the draft coming out from Leviathan. If they're able to get to a late game situation where this Alchemist is farmed, and where the supports have levels, they'll feel almost unstoppable. It's the getting there that's the hard part. The landing stage went well for EWolves. Out of the gate, things were looking good for them. And there never has been a time where Leviathan can say we've had a lead this game. In momentum and in the metrics. Vastly in the favor of EWolves in the net worth and experience graphs. And I think if there was such a thing or such a way to quantify momentum, EWolves would have even more of a lead than that. Because of how reactionary Leviathan have to play early on. Smash again, casually behind enemy lines. As this Battle Fury up and running, they're going to get Concoction Sun onto them. Can they kill this Ember Spirit? Jenkins is around the corner, but this Legion Commander has no blink yet. They have no initiation, they have no way to punish. And Smash is just going to casually throw Sleights of Fist and farm up top lane. He's under tier 3 tower, tanking tower shots. There's going to be a duel in from Jenkins, but I'm not sure you win that. He doesn't have the backup from his team. They'll throw a nuke towards Ember Spirit, but he's just going to kill up Jenkins straight up. Smash is dominating. In the meantime, Wind Ranger kills the tower, and now he's looking to kill off Shibby. Shackle's not going to latch anything. Repel is going to be applied. Shibby is pretty strong right now, but not strong enough, and they don't have detection around the corner. Ember Spirit knows that there is nothing that Leviathan can do about him unless it is their entire team. And if it's their entire team, he probably has a good amount of backup too. We haven't needed to see defensive swaps yet for the Vengeful Spirit. But it's one of the big reasons why Smash is comfortable just sitting casually between the tier 3s and tier 4s, throwing out Sleights of Fist on a Leviathan. That is ridiculous. Focus Fire is still going to be applied to that tower. We have a Diffusal Blade. Oh my goodness. This Vengeful Spirit is almost as farmed as the Queen of Pain. And when it comes to completed items, she has a lot more than the Quap. With the medallion in this Diffusal Blade, Vengeful Spirit's a huge amount of help inside these fights. Being able to purge off the Repel and being able to purge off the Guardian Angel means that Shibby is no longer a tanky hero that's not doing damage. He's an incredibly squishy hero that's also not doing any damage. Whereas Smash is almost unkillable and has a Battle Fury and Sleight of Fist on top of his already decent magic kit. They'll throw an amp onto Shibby. Blink Crush by the Slider. Slider probably won't be able to get this kill, or even get close. But what does it really matter? What matters is the tier 3 tower is falling, and the Wind Ranger has a little bit of help from the Helm of Dominator creep from the Slider? Yeah, from the Slider. They're channeling a stun on the Alchemist. He's gonna stun himself. Arrow? Whew. No, not gonna connect. Yeah, he had to repel anyway. Shibby would have been fine, I think. And press the attack. They have so many ways to stop the arrows from killing off heroes, but it feels like the Leviathan draft is not winning them the game. It's just making it harder for EWolves to win. They're losing it slower. Defensive swap. The duel from Jenkins. Can they kill off Smash? He gets another Sleight of Fist, and Smash is able to remnant away. He goes up to the high ground, taking a couple more tower shots. The Vengeful Spirit will fall, but then again, so will Jenkins. Shibby barely able to limp out of there alive, and Smash casually able to walk that off after being dueled under a tier 3 for what I think is the 3rd time this game. They're channeling up a stun onto Shibby. Going to throw the way of the Wind Ranger. Not getting disjoint with the blink. You can't. But with the Blink and Crush, Shibby's in a lot of trouble. He has no defensive support from his helps. They have the Sonic Wave, though. They are going to be able to kill off the Mirana. The right-click damage on the Alchemist is too high, and oh, no! Bash onto the Queen of Pain, and Leviathan are just getting overrun. 17-9. EWolves, don't give Smash Ember. Pick it up, or ban it. Just don't. Just don't play against it. How is he getting away with this? They can't punish him. He's casually taking a full creep wave and a tower and TP's away. Alright then. They're gonna get a duel onto him. Purification is there, but a crush onto the backlines, and Ember Spirit's not going to fall here. He gets another Sleight of Fist, able to remnant out to safety. And every time it feels like they're close to killing off Smash, they're not, because you have this Vengeful Spirit, you have the Slaughter. There's so much disruptive force from EWolves. That is nice as it is to have the ability to respond, it means nothing if you can't after keeping your ally alive for that extra bit of time, turn around and kill off the enemy or make any sort of conversion. Alchemist is not a hero that can function when he's behind, and he's super far behind, and right now he might be super dead. Blink in, crush, swap back in. He has no backup. The Abaddon and the Omni are way too far away to help him. Slaughter's gonna get that kill. Wicked sick for him and EWolves. I think they've won this game. I think they've won this series. How do Leviathan come back? The issue for them is it's not a game that they can control. It's really not. They need EWolves to overextend. And usually overextend means getting dueled under a tier 3 tower. But we've seen how effective that's been at killing off the Ember Spirit. Smash has died once. And only once. For how aggressive he's been playing, you'd think this Ember Spirit is going to die a lot, but it's just not a team that can punish it. They're going to get a duel again onto Smash, try to kill him off. The damage is so high into Jenkins, maybe they even lose this duel. They have the Purification, and silence up with the Orchid. They bring down the seemingly godlike hero that is the Ember, but they'll lose their Queen of Pain for it. That's nice and all, but you're losing damage on your structures for it. Windranger's going to be stunned. Long Concoction. The damage is almost there. Can they kill off Van? Overwhelming odds, he survives on single-digit HP, and now with the Moonlight Shadow and the Blink Away, he's fine, but what's not fine is the top lane. Melee barracks are getting focused down, even without a lot of DPS from these heroes naturally. With how many items they have, they're going to put a good amount of DPS into the ranged barracks. Should be channeling his stun. He's going to need a little bit of help from his Abaddon. Oh no! Swap back in! Arrow's there! They're going to try to purge off the stun, but they set up the Abaddon instead as he tries to help out that Hulk, and it feels like Leviathan. There's just no hope. Bastion on Jenkins. Crush is going to be avoided by the repel. They'll keep the Legion alive, but to what end? Oh, 20-10. EWolves are... They've almost done it. They've almost found themselves a spot in the best of 5 against Complexity. They have no control. No control on this map. No control inside the team fights. They're bottled up inside their base, and all of their tier 3 towers have fallen. It's only a matter of time before EWolves start taking down these melee barracks. Leviathan need to do something crazy. And I don't think they have the heroes to do something crazy. It's not like you have enough gold on this Alchemist or you can buy Divine Rapier. It's not like having the Divine Rapier even helps. Leviathan are hoping for a miracle. Nothing short is going to win this game for them. Solar Crest, Diffusal Blade. This bench is stacked. When you have every single tower, including tier 3s, I mean, tier 4 is the exception, but every single outer tier tower plus all of the tier 3s for EWolves, your supports are getting so many items. And this is a Heart Slardar. Alright. Calm down. How did they kill him? They don't. That's the answer. How did they kill the Windranger? They don't. How did they kill the Ember Spirit? Again, they probably don't. He's died once. That's because he hasn't gone for a single defensive item. He doesn't need to. Alright. It feels like it's only a matter of time. Chains are going to be thrown. Lock Jenkins down in place. 0-7-1. This Leech Commander has not won a single duel. It's not her fault. There's just nobody else to combo up with. If there wasn't a repel there, that arrow probably stuns him. The Sleight of Fist crit. Jenkins almost drops down to like 10% HP as the Ember Spirit mops up the rest of the melee barracks. They'll throw a stun in this Slaughter. Ember Spirit isn't going to be clipped by it. He drops the Sleight of Fist and is going to be outside of that AoE. As they're completely zoned away. Leviathan can do nothing but watch their buildings fall. Melee barracks in mid lane has been taken down by the Windranger with her Desolator and Focus Fire. 2 barracks advantage for EWolves. It's over. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's gone. I don't think Leviathan can do it. Nothing short of EWolves all walking into the well. Oh, they're going to... They got a duel. But they had a Sleight of Fist on them, so that duel didn't do much of anything. The Vengeful Spirit is dropping low, but can they even kill off Mystico? GG, well played. Congratulations, EWolves. You're going on to the American Finals. Game 1 looks so close, and game number 2, not so much. Leviathan invested way too much of their draft in trying to stop this Ember Spirit Mirana combination in there. Counterplay just didn't work out for them. That's going to be a 2-0 victory for the side of EWolves as they have a date with Complexity in the next couple days to decide who gets the spot in Vilnius. Not to take anything away from Leviathan. I love them as a team. They're a lot of fun to watch, and I wish them luck in the future. Thanks for tuning in to the Game Show Global Esports Cup. I've been Grant SV, your caster for this series, and I should be around for a couple more in the future, probably. EWolves versus Complexity in the next couple of days. That's not scheduled yet, but will be soon. Hope to see you later. For now, EWolves will be very happy with a 2-0 victory.